All right, welcome back. How are you doing today?
Still really not good. Same
Yeah.
thing, different day.
Yeah, I know our last session we got to know each other a little bit better and talked about some of the things that were going on. So this past week, I know you were kind of feeling like you were still going to be upset and sad and going through depression and all
Yeah.
that. So how's that been?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's really changed. I still, it's like worse than climbing a mountain, even just to get in here. I don't really ever want to do much at all. I mean, I never want to do anything at all, but usually I'm not even, able to do much. I just am always so depressed, so, anxious that I'm just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be normal again.
Wow. So even, with feeling like that, you managed to come in here. That's really impressive. And that's wonderful. I'm really glad you're here. So the depression is about the same. You're still crying a lot and
I cry all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't even help but cry sometimes. So I get anxious if I do go out and do anything, even just go to the store to get some a few groceries, that I'm just gonna start crying because it's gonna feel overwhelming.
yeah.
I'm just not gonna be able to do it, and that just only makes me, want to go out less and less.
Right. Okay. Well, I have kind of a strange, unusual question, but I want to kind of slip into fantasy land for a minute. And let's just think about you leave here today, okay? You go home and you have a normal night. Maybe you watch TV, you go to bed early, and you go to sleep. And when you're sleeping, a miracle happens, okay? And you're sleeping, so you don't know this miracle happens. When you wake up the next morning, you have no clue that anything happened. What would be different for you today or the day after the miracle? What would be different?
I would know right away. I would know as soon as I woke up that I want to get out of bed. I want to go, explore the world or do normal things again, because I would be able to feel how I used to feel. I would be able to, be happy going to pick up some groceries. Even if it was stressful, that I would still be able to feel normal again. I would be able to maybe have some friends, maybe see some old friends.
So would you define normal as, having friends and going to the grocery, getting out of bed just fine, maybe having some excitement even in your life?
Yeah, I mean, not even stressing about a shower because it feels so hard to do. And just paint my nails again because I want them painted, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just, everything feels impossible. Nothing feels right.
So when the miracle happens, you're going to know because you're going to be able to get out of bed without any issues.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to do things that interest you or used to interest you or things that you want to do. So can you ever think back to a time when it felt like maybe how you're picturing it would feel like if the miracle happened?
Yeah, just 5 years ago, probably.
Okay.
When I was first going to college, I was so normal still.
Yeah.
Nothing, I just didn't feel depressed all the time. I didn't get anxious about things. It just, I kind of just flew by the seat of my pants and was just an average kid. That's how I always felt my whole life. Until I just stopped being able to feel normal, feel real, excitement, happiness, and now things that are supposed to, or that used to make me happy, they just make me more sad now.
Yeah.
Because I know I should feel happy, but I don't.
Can you think of anything that made you feel happy during that time period where it felt like the miracle?
Yeah, I mean, hanging out with friends did.
Okay.
I helped teach dance, and I loved that. that made me really happy because I like working with kids, so that was fun. I always liked that. Plus, I got to make money too, so that was good.
Yeah, money's always good. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, okay, 0 is, you know, the miracle hasn't happened, okay? So, and then 10 is the miracle has happened. Meaning everything you described just now as being good and going grocery shopping and able to get out of bed, that would be like a 10 rating. And 0 would be just kind of, you know, flatline with it, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you rate yourself on this scale today, in this moment,
Today?
in this office right now?
Well, probably like a 3 or a 4. Yeah, like a 3 or a 4 today.
Okay. Do you think that's different from last week?
Yeah. Yeah, I think last week I would probably set like a 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was able to come in here today, like again, and I didn't, like last week I did not think I was going to be back. Like nothing against you, no offense. But it's just like, wow, I did it once. I can't imagine pulling it off again.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just
Wow,
like...
yeah. But that's amazing though, because you did pull it off again.
Yeah.
So it shows that you do have, you know, the motivation and ability to come in here. And I know that can't be easy, I would imagine, you know, being in that situation and experiencing those things. It's got to be very hard to come in here and do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'll like never miss or anything. I'm just like, I know that last week I didn't think I was going to be back.
Yeah.
Because I just was like really surprised I made it in the first place. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm better than that. Doing better than that.
Yeah. Can you identify anything that may have helped you get up this morning and come in here?
Well, I knew what it was going to be like.
Okay.
Somewhat, you know, like I'd met you before.
Okay.
So that helped because at least, you know, I knew like how long it was going to take and I knew like where it was and how to get here.
Yeah.
So that helped.
So you've experienced this before, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of therapy, if the miracle were to happen, what is it that you would know or get from me, do you think, that would help you? What would you want to learn? Or
I want to learn like how to feel normal again. I want to learn how to, you know, have every day be easier than the last one. Maybe some tools on just how to like ease this depression so I can start, because you know, like I know I've heard and I've read some stuff that you have to like get out of bed and you have to, you know, like even like a bright light therapy and like stuff like that to make yourself feel better, because if you're doing the same thing, how can you feel better?
Yeah.
You know, no matter if you have depression or not. And so I know the things you have to do, but I don't have the tools to get to do those things yet.
So do you have a lot of negative thoughts throughout the day as you go through the day? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my mind is just constantly constantly racing, constantly thinking about how horrible the next thing's going to be, really. Kind of like if I was talking about going to Kroger, because I feel like that's a really easy thing that I should be able to do. Or like taking a shower. But in my mind, it's like all these steps start playing in of like everything that it would have to take to do that. And that like, well, you know, that was completely hard last time I tried, and that it's going to be like that again, and all sorts of things like that. Like, it just kind of seems like it's always going to be like a yes or a no.
Okay.
You know?
So maybe this has happened, so, you know, if you try to do things, it's kind of scary, and you might generalize out that, well, I did this before, and it wasn't a great experience, it was hard to do.
Yeah.
And then that means if I try that again, then it's just going to be as bad.
Yeah.
And you kind of predict that that's going to happen.
Yeah, it just doesn't make it any easier to do. So I just don't do it.
Well, it's understandable if you've had that experience. It's, reasonable to be afraid of that and think that it's always going to be this way. When you think those thoughts, how do you feel about it? How does it make you feel?
Well, I just feel way more anxious. Like, I feel like I just backed myself into a corner.
Yeah.
Because, I wasn't really gung-ho to go to Kroger in the first place, because it was just like, how do I even get out of bed sometimes? But then it's like, okay, well, and then I remember how shitty the experience was before, and it's like, well, definitely not going to do that now.
So you get a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like you have this thought, and it kind of limits you in your ability to do certain things because it creates this anxiety.
Yeah.
And then when you feel the anxiety, sounds like maybe your response has been
to just not do it, just avoid it.
So avoiding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like thinking, I think that I wouldn't probably have anxiety if I didn't think. I don't think I naturally have it. I think I work myself into it a lot of times. I just because the depression is so strong sometimes that I can't really not think about it, and then it just makes me very anxious to do anything.
Right. So we all have these automatic negative thoughts that can be kind of intrusive, and they just come in and we think negative, and then that affects our emotions, and then it affects our behaviors.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're aware of some of those thoughts that have been causing you to avoid situations and limiting you.
Yeah, because I just lay there and I think, like, why can't I do this like I used to do it? Mm-hmm. Why am I not normal? What's stopping me from going to Kroger? And then I just get worked up even more into, like, further and further into anxiety. And then that just makes me more depressed because I know, nope, not going to do it. Yeah. I'm not going to get up and go to Kroger. I'm not going to get up and shower.
Has there ever been a time before that maybe you didn't want to get up and go to Kroger, shower, but you did it and it was a good experience?
Yeah, well, there was one time I went to Kroger and actually ran into my brother there because he doesn't work at that Kroger that I always go to, so I wasn't expecting it, but it was cool. And then I got to watch his dog for the weekend because I saw him there and I got to talk to him. Yeah. And he works in the pharmacy, and he's not usually at that one. And then he ended up being at that one. And so I got to see him, and I got to see his dog, and his dog makes me really happy.
Yeah.
And, like with a dog, you have to take him out and stuff. So it really did get me to be more active, and I did feel better.
Yeah. So dogs made you feel better, and also maybe being able to see someone else. Because you went out finally, and that interaction made you feel pretty good and actually led to more opportunities.
Yeah, if I didn't see him, I wouldn't have happened because it was already like a Thursday. It's like I watched this dog from Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good. So.
But he doesn't always work at that Kroger, he doesn't usually. But that was one time that I was like, wow, I was really glad I went to Kroger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked
That's
out.
a good experience then.
Yeah.
And, that could happen again.
Yeah.
Anytime you go.
Okay.
So, well, what do you think, is there one thing that you might be able to do this week to make you feel better, or maybe work towards getting to that miracle place?
Well, since I don't know what the weather's going to be like, it's really hard to get out of bed. I think for probably anyone when it's really cozy and stuff. But maybe I could just, I did, last time I went to Kroger because I really want my nails painted. I bought a new nail polish. So maybe I could, it says it dries fast. We'll see. But, maybe I could paint my nails.
That'd be great.
It's like a lilac color. So.
Yeah. I think that'd be really good for you.
Since, I could probably do that and not have to leave the apartment, but it would be something makes me really happy. I've been wanting to do it. I got the nail polish.
And it's a great part of self-care. So sometimes we don't feel good and, nothing feels good, and then we don't do things that do make us feel good. and it's a pretty normal experience of depression. So I think, that's a good idea to kind of invest in doing something that is small but still can make you feel better.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to stay focused on through this. There's also Sandy's Pet Shop has all kinds of puppies you can hold. So They do.
Oh.
If you like puppies or dogs, which you said you did,
Yeah, I did.
that could be a good experience. If you start feeling down, you could just head up there, and I think they're open till like 10, and you can hold puppies and see if that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because maybe I could I like kids, but we've been working with dogs, so I really do love dogs.
yeah,
And they really, like kids as well.
They do.
Make you active, make you do things because you have to take care of them.
right. Well, that's one thing you could try, but definitely let's plan on maybe buying some of that nail polish you've had your eye on and just painting your nails. And I want you to kind of pay attention to how that makes you feel afterwards and see if that's something that does make you feel better. Because the more we can find, the more we can start putting those things in your life and working towards that, and work towards the miracle.
All right. I think I
Okay.
can try it.
Well, I'm excited for you. And I guess, do you want to come back next week on
Yeah.
Thursday?
Yeah, like the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll schedule you, okay?
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Have a
thanks.
good weekend.